The coffee was hot, but I drank it all. So now we got to do this dry raw dog bars. What is good, YouTube? This is OWS the King for OWS the King Gaming. Uncle OWS the King Gaming Impressions Podcast. We still don't know. Still don't know that this a podcast or not, but we rolling with it, man. I don't have a top 10 game. I don't have a top 10 games played this year. I don't. Not this year, but we will talk about that. I'm going to make this podcast a little bit shorter than the last one. The last one read pretty long, but hey, if you stuck with it and you listen to the whole thing, I love that for you. I love that for me. I very much appreciate it. I know I said I was going to put timestamps. I got to get to that. I got to do better at that. Man, sometimes when you do these long videos, then you edit. Last thing you want to think about is timestamps. Got to get that stuff figured out because I know timestamps is a helpful type thing for viewers. But hey, I want y'all to listen to the whole damn thing, man. I want you to listen to it all. But I understand how it is, man, because sometimes I watch certain people's videos and I'm like, yeah, just, get to it, man. So I definitely get it. So hoping that this will have timestamps eventually, even hopefully before I drop it to the public. So we will go from there. What else are we talking about? This, as the recording of this, Christmas has passed. Did you enjoy your Christmas? Did you get the things that you wanted? If you didn't, did you make sure that your children's, and that's all that matters, is the children are happy? Did they get what they want? Were they happy? Was the smiles on everybody's faces? I love that part of Christmas, and I am like super Grinch when until it gets to like Christmas night. Till it gets to Christmas night. This year, it was kind of past Christmas night because as a parent, you got to play Santa Claus and you got to do the things for that Santa Claus does. Put the toys out and stuff, and I've been doing that since my oldest child, which she's in her 20s now. I've been doing that back then when she was in diapers. So I'm getting to the point where I'm like, okay, I'm getting too old for this shit, man. When all you kids gonna grow, get old and start taking care of me, shit. But it was fun. Like I said, always the good thing is that seeing the smiles on your kids' faces every year, and yeah, that's what it's all about. But a lot of y'all maybe don't have kids, and that's cool too. So what did your family member, did your spouse, did your loved ones get you some good things for Christmas? I sure hope so. Did you get some good gaming in? That's what I want to know. Like, I really hit the ground running this month, December, and really locking in and playing some, or having some, I should say, good gaming sessions, man. It was actually pretty nice. I had some time off and I just really sat down and just grabbed a couple of games and just like went through them. And that will be on the next podcast of the games that I'm playing. We will talk about that more so, and we'll have a conversation on why I don't have a top 10. That will be today. So, did you have this part of your Christmas where you just didn't talk to anybody? You just wanted to have that time off and just looked at a wall and that was like euphoric to you. That was bliss. Like that was the time to reflect, time to get your mind right. Hey, I definitely don't have an issue with that. If you wanted that time alone and wanted to get your head right going into the new year, because sometimes that's a peace of mind and your mental health no matter what anybody says, no matter what dumb fucking person says, that you are allowed to have your mental health in check, and in doing that, sometimes you have to go ghost. Don't let anybody tell you different. That time alone, dealing with things is not the way. They feel like, oh, well, you need to deal with that stuff more in person, talking to people, being around others and stuff. That doesn't work all the time. That does not work all the time. So if you had that time to just back away, say, hey, I'm about to deal with my shit, my own stuff in silence. Hey, salute to y'all, because I totally get it. I have to go ghost a lot of times, and hey, it's normal. It's human nature. And nowadays, you seem like you have to do it more so, because you got all these things coming after you, and it's not always people. It's not always people. You can turn on social media right there, like right in that moment, and it's basically there to bait you into getting the emotion, and it's usually negative. So if that's you walking away from social media and not listening to some of the bullshit and stupid dumb shit that's on an everyday basis out there, hey, more power to you. So just hope in my opinion, humble opinion, especially if you're on this channel, that you got some good gaming in. You was able to pick up some few games over Christmas, and you got it in gaming wise, because that's definitely important in my eyes and stuff. If taking that break from everyday life shit and kind of getting away for a few hours by playing some games. So New Year's coming, and I want to say that this experimentation that I had over this year of being consistent on the channel, because this is my first year doing this as consistent as I have been, had its ups and downs. Doing the channel more so has just been more of a learning curve, and it has been more of me just figuring out what I want as a channel. And I've said this on a couple of videos before, that I'm not sure what this channel was going to be, but I know it was going to be video game based, which it still is. I just don't know how the format is going to go. I've been doing a lot of gameplays, and a lot of people honestly has been reacting to it. Especially, it seems like a lot of the stuff that I've been doing lately, as in like no commentary, has been getting a lot of clicks, has been getting a lot of reactions, a lot of commentary and stuff. And because I really, in all honesty, I did it. I started to do it because I was only recording at night, and my family, my wife, were, they was tired. Everybody's doing their own thing. The kids got to go to bed and stuff because of school and whatever and stuff. So the time that I had to do it was when I got home and to record at night. So I was just being able to put a lot of stuff together real quick, play some gaming, and not have to set up the microphone and this, that, and the third, and be able to honestly enjoy the game itself without having to be quote unquote on. Because as you do this, 9 times out of 10, you gotta have like some personality with it and whatever, or you have to at least be more vocal. And while to me, some of my reactions, how I act when gaming and stuff, while it's very normal. If you be around my family, you would know that how I act on the microphone is how I act playing games in front of them without a mic on. And it's a very emotional, talking a whole lot of shit and just having fun. I kind of dialed that back in the past few months and just started doing no commentary. Honestly, it went a little bit faster when it came to like editing and things. So sometimes I was getting tired of hearing my own damn voice. so I kind of dialed back from it, and then I was like, well, I'll do these little kind of wrap up podcasts here. I said every weekend, but with the holidays passing, it didn't turn out that way. But I feel like doing one of these, as long as they are, and getting out what I want to say is enough. So if you're an OG, if you've been around here and on the channel and you watch some of the stuff, tell me. I would love, I said to myself, months before and stuff, that I was going to do this and I wouldn't pander, and I do this shit how I want to do it. But ideas is allowed, and what you think. And, I have no issue with that. I have no issues telling me what you think about the product, and how, maybe it's certain games that I play on here that you rather not see. Now, I'm not saying that I would go and just change everything up because of what a couple of people say, but your opinion is valid, and I had to put that into going into the next year, my second year of doing this, if I want to see this go anywhere. And in all honesty, when I first started this, it was just something that I felt like I just wanted to do just to see if I could do it. And it became almost like therapy to me, like editing and things. As I get older, let me go on a tangent. You're going to get some side quest tangents on these podcasts and stuff. So, as I started this, I just said, okay, well, let's see if I can put some videos out there and see what stick. I'm not expecting no thousands upon thousands of subscribers or anything like that, but let's find some like-minded people to talk about games, and not turn into a lot of channels that I hate, which I had in my description right at the beginning, and it seemed kind of spiteful, and I didn't want to do that. So I changed it up like maybe 6 months ago. But I in that first description, I was really like going in on my distaste for a lot of YouTubers. I mean, I can go down the line. It's been a lot of videos that I've not even posted because I've said certain YouTubers by name, and I didn't want to come off like that. So I just kept those away and kept it to myself and shit, because I really have a big issue on a lot of YouTubers that use this platform into making this hobby, which is a hobby, very effing negative, and I don't like it. And I try not to come off like that when I'm on the microphone. I just want to bring back the fun in gaming, and I think a lot of that has been lost in these past few years. I really do think, in my mind, in my opinion, that a lot of people don't want to play video games. They just want to bitch about them. And the older I get, I'm not a big, heavy, go to the bar drinker. I'm not a big, I'm not into the clubs anymore. I'm in my 40s. So I'm definitely not doing that shit. That'd be fucking weird as hell. I'm a chill dude after work. I want to, have time with my kids, have time with my family, and play a damn video game. And when I started to do these videos, I really got into the whole, the backstage things of it all, the behind the scenes things, where I love to edit. It's not always the best, but I love to put something that's in my mind out there, how I want to edit it, and how I see it, because there's no wrong way. Let me tell you, there's no wrong way of doing it. It's not a wrong way right or wrong way to do this stuff. You don't have to have like things that pop all the time and things, or things that like to catch the TikTok brain. You want to do stuff that's real to you and how you see fit. And I do that a lot with my videos. I do that a lot with my thumbnails. Always having an idea, just sitting around like, okay, how am I going to put this thumbnail together? And while it doesn't look like, it doesn't always look clean, it doesn't always look like it's professional. You can never say that it's like robotic or it's by the numbers, because I don't see it that way. I don't feel like I need to emulate my style with somebody else's, because then if you do that, you're really going to start to not like what you do. And I really like what I do. Is it time consuming? Yes. Editing is very time consuming. Sometimes I didn't realize how much time certain things is, because I want to drop certain things and realize that, you know, at my old age and stuff, I can't be up all night editing. My body doesn't even want me to do that, you know? So, but I also know that there's been times where I've been stressed out offline about things, and I sat down and did editing, and it took my mind off of what was going on. And that alone is like a caveat. Like that is the price of admission. Like that's the thing that I really like. It's very helpful for me. And if something I do is helpful for somebody else, whether it's watching a video and getting through their problems and ignoring some of the BS that you got to deal with on a regular basis, if I can get something out of that through, like, as corny as it is, through one person, I am definitely okay with that. So yeah, that's just the whole thing. I really am grateful for the small little guys that has subscribed, whether they watch me every other day or every time I post a video, and whether you lurk, whether you comment. Hey, I appreciate all of it. So last time I checked, we're in the 450s. I've been past couple months pushing that 500. I was hoping to get it before January. It don't seem to hit, but hey, it's a goal to get within the next couple months of the next few years, if that happened. Like, people want that those subs to hit like right away, I've noticed. And if they don't get it, they freak the hell out. Think about it though. Like, what would you do if I would say for me, because I can't speak for nobody else, if I today got over 1 million subscribers, just hit out of nowhere, and with the content that I bring and the way I bring it, which is pretty much consistent. I post a video at least every day, something that would still be so overwhelming, because more subscribers means more comments, more subscribers mean more hate, more subscribers mean a whole lot of things, and a lot of more promises, you know. I don't know how certain people that has 8 videos and they do maybe like 1 or 2 per year have that many subscribers and be okay with it. Like, oh, I didn't drop a fucking video, I'm freaking the F out, you know. And I'm in this mind of feeding people like as much as possible. That's why I try to do like multiple videos a day, and sometimes that's not easy, you know. So but the way that I've been doing it with no commentary and stuff has making it a little bit easier. I also like to get on here and talk my shit. So which as we're talking now, I'm putting a video together. I don't know if it's going to drop today, but in the beginning of January, it's going to be my top like crash outs for 2024. So it's going to be a little montage video edits that we put together of videos that I've done over this past year. So, but highly grateful for anybody that, checks it out, that even if you click on there and say, oh, well, it's not for me, and then you get out of here, that tells me that something caught your eyes, something caught your ear, something visually I did, whether it's a thumbnail, whether it's a video, whether it's my voice, something clicked that was like, okay, let me sub to this dude and check him out. Just saying that I'm appreciative of the little space that I've done. Kind of Tommaso Ciampa myself pat on the back type of thing, that I'm really happy that I was able to do just something this year and keep it as consistent as I have done. And I think that has came out in my subs and my likes and my views. So it was up and down at one point. It was I try not to look at the analytics on a everyday basis and shit. I was doing that right off the bat, and I had to get away from that stuff because it was driving me nuts. I had a little spank of the hand from YouTube a while back, and they were saying that I was cursing too much. I really, in all honesty, don't know the full thing, but it was where everybody was getting hit on YouTube videos and shit, and it was just like a whole thing. And yeah, so it is what it is now. We're moving forward to 2026. 2025 has been very testing, and I imagine it has with a lot of people. I can't speak to that, but it has been for myself. Just living in Midwest and stuff, you kind of just take it where, we need that sun, we need that to hit that melanin and stuff. Cause it's been a bummer kind of this year. Just a different year. And you kind of want to just wash it off. Just like a lot of people was, how everybody treated 2020. They was like, oh, let's just get rid of this whole year and stuff. 2020 for me was if I'm being legit honest and stuff, was a good year for me. Overall, even financially and everything and stuff, that was a good year. Yeah, I mean, it's just it is what it is. It affected people differently. And like this year for me almost felt like my 2020 for others and stuff. So I don't know, nobody want to hear fucking damn. I'm definitely not trying to trauma dump or anything, but this is a podcast and we're talking and stuff. So, but it has, with that, this has been, the whole YouTube stuff has been quite the experience that I definitely will, when looking back on it, whether I wrap this up in January and not do it for a full year again, this is something that I'll say, well, okay, yeah, I did it, and I'm proud of what I've done so far. So yeah, so that's that. Hoping everybody has a plentiful, bountiful, flourishing New Year's. Hope everybody get what they need, not what you want. I hope everybody get what they need, because that's important. We want a whole lot of shit, as always. Everybody, we want a lot, but as long as you're getting what you need, that's all that matters. So that's that. We will talk about one more thing before we get to the whole chaos of the whole me not having a top 10, because I really got some things that I want to talk about when it comes to gaming this year for me, and we'll get to it. But I wanted to talk about one more thing. I don't talk about this a lot, but if you have stumbled on my channel because I was in other comment sections that was involved in pro wrestling, you know that I am I guess part of the IWC. I hate that term, and I hate most of the people that's in it. But I am I'm big on. Well, I was, but I stay in the pro wrestling space, and I don't watch as heavy as I used to when it comes to pro wrestling. I'm always usually playing catch up. I'll definitely on a regular basis watch people reviews of it, and I kind of skim through it. And back in the day, little story. I was, as a kid, I was a big fan of WWF, WCW, ECW, but I first started in what it used to be is WWF. And back in the 80s, I remember as clear as day. And I've said this in an older video, but I'm rehashing it now. My mother sat me down one day, and back then we didn't have tablets or anything like that to babysit us. But my mom just sat me down once, and I don't know if she was like cleaning the house or whatever, and she was like, "Watch this." And I remember watching, I don't know what program it was, because WWF used to have like, Saturday night main event, and then they had like Saturday wrestling. I'm just putting the names out there and stuff, but they had like WWF Superstars, and that would come on like Saturday morning after like Saturday cartoons would go off. They had Saturday night main event that would come on NBC. They had things throughout the year. I was into watching pro wrestling before Monday Night Raw. Before Monday Night Raw was a thing, I was watching pro wrestling. And I remember my mom sitting me down, and all I can remember was the recap of the feud of Jake the Snake Roberts ravishing Rick Rude. And I remember it was something to do with Ravishing Rick Rude, because Ravishing Rick Rude was a decent looking dude, man. He was cut to the gills, and he flourished and had a marvelous amount of hair, man. Like, you go back into the 80s and look at some Ravishing Rick Rude stuff, and that dude was cut. He wasn't the best wrestler, but he was that dude, and he fucking knew it. Most of his feuds back in the day was between some wrestler and their spouse. And I remember Ravishing Rick Rude and Jake the Snake Roberts having beef because Ravishing Rick Rude was fucking with or trying to get with Jake the Snake's wife. And Ravishing Rick Rude used to do this thing where he used to have kind of like the RVD airbrush attire, like the tights. RVD had like the onesie where he would get those things like airbrush and shit. Had the coldest attire, man. And Ravishing Rick Rude was kind of like that, and he had like different types of tights that had like airbrushes of like women of other wrestlers' women on his pants and stuff. And I remember he had a picture of Jake the Snake's wife on his pants, and I just remember him going ballistic and that being like a thing and shit. And I remember watching, I guess, like what they would call the end game, the finale of their feud. And I remember him, Jake the Snake beating his ass and then ripping off the pants and stuff like that, and just leaving him in his damn underwear and stuff. For whatever, for me and stuff, just thinking about it now, I don't know, maybe 5 or 6 years old, however old I was, maybe even younger, watching that feud and stuff and being hooked. Now I saw this before I even knew who Hulk Hogan was. What I knew of Hulk Hogan, because this ties into it too. The Hulk Hogan Rock and Wrestling show. I watched that before I actually watched wrestling. I didn't know who these people were. I was just fans of Hulk Hogan at the time and the Junkyard Dog, and I knew the fucking $1 Million Man Ted DiBiase was a asshole, man. And they had like Roddy Piper in it, and that's all I knew. But then I saw them on the actual WWF show, and I was just like hooked right away. Everything about me, if it wasn't like Ninja Turtles or G.I. Joe or Transformers, it was all professional wrestling, and I was hooked. Notable favorites back in the day: Roddy Piper. At the time, Hulk Hogan. I wasn't a big fan of Hulk Hogan as a wrestler, but I always respected, as they say now, the kids say nowadays and stuff, the aura or whatever, how he had fucking, as a professional wrestler, he had what we call Michael Jackson status, where you knew that he was that dude. Vince McMahon took that dude and fucking blew him up. You know, let's be real and stuff. Take your shit beside of whatever shit he had going on and stuff. Later, you know, okay, we'll talk about that too. But he was that dude, regardless of how you feel and stuff. He was that guy, and he was like the blueprint of what a pro wrestling star was. And you had your Ric Flairs and your Dusty Rhodes. My thing with Dusty Rhodes wasn't when he was with like whatever Southern wrestling that was out back in them days, and like WCW. I didn't get into WCW until like a couple of years later. But I was watching WWF religiously, and I said two people that's kind of, they got some asterisks on their name right now, but I was a big Superfly Jimmy Snuka fan. Love Superfly Jimmy Snuka. Just how he was with the high flying shit, and he just seemed like he was just cool as fuck. Then you had Hulk Hogan, and then my three favorite at the time and stuff we would go at would be like Jake the Snake Roberts. Jake the Snake Roberts had that where he wasn't the best of wrestlers, but it was just something about him, and like he looked like some dude that just got out of fucking bed, out of some damn trailer somewhere and shit, and but he had that fucking fuck with me and find out type shit, plus the big ass goddamn snake that he who knows how in the hell he controlled that shit. And respect to the people that he wrestled that had to deal with that fucking snake on a regular basis when he would throw it on them every fucking match afterwards and stuff. Fuck you. If I was one of them wrestlers back in the day and they had the job out to Jake the Snake Roberts and then you had to deal with the whole snake thing, never me. I would change my occupation like right off the damn bat. So, but yeah, respect to him. Roddy Piper. Say whatever the fuck that was on his mind, say some crazy shit, say some racist shit, say some dumb shit, and still you like, this dude's a fucking goof, and I like it. We were born in the 80s where Jeffersons and Archie Bunkers was a thing, and we didn't get offended for every little fucking thing like it is now. Like, you can't say a goddamn word without somebody being fucking butthurt and stuff. So we never cared about this shit. Motherfuckers didn't say this shit to my face. There's no issue. But that's neither here nor there. And then you had the GOAT at the time, man. The GOAT. Macho Man Randy Savage. Macho King. He was that dude, man. He was that dude. Some of the best all around confusing promos ever. Him and Mean Gene. I'm sure it's all over internet. Just look it up. Some of the shit that what the hell was you talking about? And you can tell that he was zooted and booted before he started. He took a couple of bumps. You know it. And I ain't talking about, hitting the mat, those type of bumps. You know what type of bumps I'm talking about. And yeah, it was he was just out there, but he was a damn good wrestler. He was a damn good wrestler. He can go out there and give you a 5-star match, and he sold for the folks that sucked in wrestling, like Ultimate Warrior and for the most part Hulk Hogan. And he made them look good. He made them look good. He never got his flowers in WWF, in my opinion. Really in WCW and stuff. He should have been standard because he was good in promos. He was damn good in wrestling, and he never, even when he won the belt, I think he won it a couple times. When he actually won the belt and stuff, it was still seemed like it was more about Hulk Hogan and whatever. He had the girl, R.I.P. to Elizabeth and stuff. Tragic passing. That lady was beautiful. She didn't talk much, but she commanded when you saw her and stuff back in them days and stuff. She didn't have to do some of the stuff that some of the other females do nowadays, and that's normal now and shit. She was just there. She commanded the presence. And then you had Sensational Sherry that was with him for a time and stuff, and she had a mouthpiece and she looked good and she was beautiful and stuff, and she didn't give no F's, and she played crazy real well, and she can and she worked with anybody that she was with and stuff. She was with Harlem Heat for a while there. She was with a lot of people. I don't think that she got her flowers enough because she was a good wrestler too. Nobody talks about that she came and, at first being a ladies wrestler back in them days and stuff, they, Vince really didn't fuck with that like that. So they did the more of the valet stuff, and she worked with it. She took whatever that she got. She had shit and she made it into gold, and God bless her and stuff. Much respect. I kind of got a whole tangent of, I don't want to go through a whole timeline of of me being a pro wrestling fan and stuff, but I've been all the way through it, from back then as a single digit kid. I even as a teenager where, I was more into females and stuff, and I kind of pushed away from gaming for a little bit and stuff. I would sit there and watch Monday Night Raw because Monday Night Raw was popping. At that time, WCW was popping. I would tape one and watch the other, or kind of switch for both because at one time they was going head to head. And I was a big fan of Thunder. I know that's kind of taboo. A lot of people don't like WCW Thunder and shit. I fucking love WCW Thunder. I was just a big fan of wrestling, and as it progressed, I became like big fans of like certain wrestlers. That's in my top 5. We'll go my top 5 right now. My top 5 right now, I would say, and is this in no particular order? Fuck it. Scott Hall. We would say Scott Hall, Razor Ramon. Preferably Razor Ramon. I was a big fan of Razor Ramon when he first started out stuff, because I was a big fan of Scarface. He kind of like mimicked Tony Montana, and I was a big fan of that movie, and I was a big fan of Scott Hall's and stuff, but Scott Hall was always the man. Then I would say, damn it, I want to say Kenny Omega as a wrestler, as a natural just wrestler and stuff, because like as you see him now and stuff, it wasn't like how he was prime Kenny Omega when he was in New Japan. When he was in New Japan and stuff, like just when people talked about him and shit throughout, like in circles and stuff, like everybody knew he was that one. Like he was that dude. His body is starting to give out on him, but I'm still a fan of his. So we'll say he is an honorable mention. So I'll say Razor Ramon. I'll say Macho Man, Randy Savage. All right. I'll say Ric Flair. Love Ric Flair, man. All iterations of Ric Flair and stuff. I mean, you just get old and stuff, but he was that dude. I don't know if he was purposely a funny wrestler, but he was just, his mannerisms and everything about him and stuff, I always enjoyed and stuff. And he's done what we used to call flossing, boasting about how much you're the shit. He can do that more better than anybody. And I know people always say that he stole his gimmick from a couple of other wrestlers and stuff. I don't know about that, but I know that when he was on and shit, he was the fucking man. So Ric Flair, and he could wrestle, and he could fucking wrestle. Then I would say Bret the Hitman Hart. I don't know. A lot of the people from the IWC and shit feels like right now, because he's doing this kind of Festivus, let's say, call it Festivus type of tour right now, where he's opening up and telling people how he really thinks about them, and shouts out to him and stuff, that he like, hey, I don't know how long I got on this earth. Let me get this shit out. The IWC is filled with a lot of contradiction and a lot of fucking pussies and a lot of people that likes to talk shit and not even ran ropes before, let alone can tell another pro wrestler how to act and how to be. I totally get what Bret Hart is doing. I get that, you know, he feels like he's been wronged, because he's been screwed over multiple times and shit, as from, dare I say, WWF and WCW. Bill Goldberg, whether you want to admit it or not, fucked him up. And if he feels a certain way and can't let it go to the point where he's pissed off with that botched kick to the brain that has, you know, made him have multiple seizures, damn near to that killed him, from one person to another and stuff. If that was you, and you look at it in his perspective, ain't no letting that shit go, man. Ain't no letting that shit go. That's taking you away from your kids. That's taking you away from your life. He'd already been through it. He probably feels a certain way and stuff about what happened to his brother. He, in his mind, maybe he feel like it was some bullshit. I don't know, but it's some stuff there. That dude has been through a lot, because I know he loved his brother. That dude has been through a lot. And so if he feels a certain way and he want to tell everybody to fuck off, and he's telling the truth about how, you know, Triple H is running shit nowadays, and no lies been told. I'm sorry to tell you, no lies has been told about how the WWE product is nowadays. It is fuck shit. It is garbage. And if he feels like that Triple H is a piece of shit, then maybe he does feel like that. Why can't he not feel like that? Why is he not entitled to feel that way? Y'all saying, oh, he had like 10 damn seizures and shit and been in and out of the hospital and can't function. You should forget about it, Bret. Get the F out of here. Bret the Hitman Hart and stuff used to be one of those workhorses wrestling wise, and you gonna get some good shit from him wrestling, because he could tell a story and he can put on long ass matches that doesn't bore you. And he was just good. He was just good. He was that Kurt Angle before Kurt Angle. And damn it, I forgot Kurt Angle, man, because Kurt Angle should be on the list too. And so is The Rock. Damn it. I wanted to do a top 10 and stuff, but the next would be Bret the Hitman Hart. So we got Razor Ramon, we got Ric Flair, we got Macho Man Randy Savage, we got Bret Hart, and my top one of all time, my top wrestler of all time is Mr. Perfect, Kurt Hennig, preferably Mr. Perfect. Man, you talking about somebody that should have been the top guy and shit for a long time. He had that personality and he had that thing about him that he can go in the ring. And I always, right when I first saw those first segments of him, you know, working with like basketball players and I think one of them was like, he did one with Karl Malone or something. I think he did one with like Joe Montana or Dan Marino. One of them, it was, but it was like a lot of sports things. He would throw the ball and then run, and they'll do the edit like he catched it and shit. Those things, as you know, no pun intended, was perfect. And yeah, I just dig that about Kurt Hennig, man. Like I always digged him as a wrestler. One of the best spots ever was him putting fucking big ass Paul White Big Show in the Perfect Plex, and how that crowd just popped and shit from that stuff. It was just crazy, man. Crazy. And one of the best matches ever was between him and Bret Hart. Like, you just, if you want to go and look up some old stuff and see some like pure wrestling and shit, go look up some Mr. Perfect and Bret Hart tapes, man. You will not be disappointed. But I'm saying all that to say that fast forwarding up the years and stuff, I've watched a lot of sports entertainment, a lot of wrestling, and I was there right in the beginning. I remember sitting at my house at the time and stuff, a young man in his 20s watching the prototype John Cena come on the scene and do the whole ruthless aggression and then hit Kurt Angle in the face. I saw that shit live. I remember that, and I remember, who the F is this dude? He looks like fucking Marky Mark. He got these goddamn high ass shorts on and stuff, and and like, what the hell? Me being a big fan of Kurt Angle at the time, that was pre-Perk Angle. He wasn't fully Perk Angle yet, but he was starting to, have that edge about him. And when he cut the hair and shit, he was on a whole nother level, man. He was already a great fucking wrestler. He already had like the chops to do like comedy, to do serious shit. And he took that serious shit, and he is at one point and stuff, it just looked like he didn't want to be that joke anymore. He just wanted to fuck people up. And back then you had Eddie Guerrero, then you had Brock Lesnar at the time before he was, just doing one note F5s and shit and back suplexes. He was actually a sound wrestler. You had Shelton Benjamin and all them. And yeah, and then you had John Cena. And you can already tell that it was just something about him, and he like slowly kind of faded away from the prototype stuff, because let's be honest, that wasn't getting nowhere. But you always knew like it's going to be that one thing that gets him over, and he started doing the rap shit. And as a heel, when he started as a heel doing it, and to me, I thought that shit was cool as fuck. I liked it. Him doing the kind of like I said, the Marky Mark, almost the not really Eminem thing, because he really didn't come off as like Eminem. He was kind of just doing his own thing, and I think a lot of people kind of has a discourse about that and stuff, but I never had no issue with it. I thought it was cool, and he literally got himself over. He got himself over doing that shit, to maybe to his own detriment, because once he kind of switched over and went face, it got stale. It got stale because he was by the numbers babyface. And so he became a very divisive character, because, he went through years being the guy. Some of his shit was kind of one note, and he, let's be honest and stuff, he put a lot of people under his thumb. A lot of people that could have had chances to be top guys, he kind of put them under. A lot of people, some guys got over on their own. Like Edge. He eked out, being a heel, and he was able to, do his own thing. Batista, and there was others and stuff, but I mean, John Cena kind of fucked some people over and stuff too for his own his own ego or whatever stuff. So we're not going to play these games and act like, you know, he's innocent and shit. But while he said that and not stuff, he was that guy for a long time, and he finally wrapped it up this year, and he's, as they say and stuff, he's retired. But I don't think he's fully retired. I think he's going to come back, and whether he's do like a tag team thing or something, he's going to do something, because if WWE don't do anything, they'll cart these old motherfuckers out and do something with them in order to get that cheap pop, to get that, you know, that quick dough. They're going to do it. And if I've learned anything about wrestlers coming up nowadays, is that it's not easy to say no to this stuff. Like they have that bug. And I'm not a professional wrestler. I've never, you know, ran the ropes or anything, but I get it when you're passionate about something and it's being taken away from you, I should say, through either old age or injury. You want to feel like, well, can I do it again? Because it's I imagine it's like a drug, especially if you was one of those top guys and you got a enormous amount of people cheering your name, cheering for you when your music turns on and stuff, and that has to be euphoric. That has to be a great feeling, I should say. So he will be back, in my opinion. How he ended his retirement, how he ended his full career as a wrestler was kind of goofy. I said all this shit just to say that shit was kind of fucking goofy, right? Like, he turned himself into a meme. I think the person that ended it wasn't the right one. And if he was the right one, what they've been doing with him the past couple weeks has been nothing short of stupid. And they're not capitalizing on his retirement thing, the whole booking of it all. I think they just made John Cena look like a fucking joke. And it really does. It really seems like it's a slap in the face, because they're not doing jack shit with this whole thing. And it's it's probably subjective to a lot of people that is not going to admit that this, the product that's been being fed to you all WWE fans, it's not good. It is not good. It is not good. And it's a real slap in the face from whatever John Cena was trying to do and what they was trying to give out. Everybody wants to blame The Rock, but he was just one dude. You can't tell me that his whole retirement had anything to do with like the whole scope of of the whole thing. Like you're not gonna have me think otherwise. It wasn't. And you know, being in the business like Triple H has been this long, and he's the one that's been given the book, and how long he's been doing this, he's not stupid. He's not a stupid guy. You would think that he's not stupid, and what he's been giving folks and stuff makes me feel like he thinks that the fans themselves are stupid, but it's just not good. It's just not good, and people accepting it is probably one of the reasons why they just give you anything. And he did the whole he's like choking him out. And it's just like, I because he had another conversation with Cody Rhodes, and I listened to some of it, and basically he was saying, well, I was trying to make it like be like euphoric, like, oh, it's been a long, memorable thing. Let's just end it, you know, a die happy type of thing, and it shit looked so goofy. It looked so damn goofy, and it wasn't good, and they made so much like memes, and I saw it right away. right away when they showed it, and I was like, that's about to be a meme, and people couldn't get that shit out fast enough, and it's so many, and I'm not like a meme. Go to the internet, go to Instagram, and check out shit, and they didn't disappoint. It didn't disappoint. So many, so many, you know, kind of fucked up memes and stuff, just using that face alone. And I don't know what they was going after, but I felt like that wasn't it. That's definitely not something that, regardless of how you felt about John Cena, he's been around the ins and outs of WWE, and he's kind of held it together for years, you know, him alone, you know, give or take some other people. But excuse me, I yawned. I think that shit was so disrespectful. And I don't think that was not it. And we can talk about this in another time, but I really didn't want to draw that out and stuff. But as a person that's seen so much of like different booking choices throughout the years, some good and some shit just been like god awful. You can't defend this type of product, and I see a lot of YouTubers that make a living off of defending this shit or looking at the brighter side and stuff. You got to stop doing that. It's not good. And it's been a great fresh of air to see a lot of YouTubers lately, like Bobby Monsoon, and it's this other kid, Wrestling in Color, and granted, it's a pattern there because those two are African American, and they tell it like it is. They tell it like it is without having to pander and have to buy into some of these fragile egos of the IWC, because it is a certain folks in the IWC that will die on the hill that WWE is good wrestling, and it's not. It really isn't. And I just wanted to talk about that. It was such a Bush League ending to it all. I thought that him going heel at first, the whole thing with The Rock and stuff, that moment in time was pretty dope. I thought the whole stuff with leading up to it, with him taking advantage of getting curb stomped, CM Punk getting curb stomped, and him taking advantage of that kind of foreshadowed him going heel. I thought that shit was so fucking cool, and I thought that we was going to get another Bloodline story like that along with it. He did some cool stuff as a heel, but I really don't think he played into it like he's supposed to, like he should have. Yeah, it seemed like it was more left on the table than what it was, and it's a shame. It's a shame, but happy retirement to John Cena. I was there right when he first started. I was there when he ended. That makes me old as shit too. So yeah. So hopefully in his mind and stuff, he's satisfied with what he did. I can just go by my opinion. If he feels like that was some great work that he did at the end there, and he don't have no regrets, then who the fuck am I? All right. That being said, we are going to talk about, man, we made that a whole thing, didn't we? I did it again. We are going to talk about, though, why I don't have a top 10 video games I played or beat this year. Let's go back 11 months ago. I did a video, and it was one of the most strenuous videos I've made back then so far, where I spent a couple of weeks working on it because I fucked up. I screwed it up I made a lot of mistakes. Something happened. I ended up getting sick. We had to go back to that video. Something happened off the channel that I had to come back and I did the video half and half. I did some video where it's just me not with the microphone. I'm just yelling in through my phone where I use this as a camera. I came back and I had my microphone that I ended up purchasing, and I did the rest of the video. And I shaved my mustache off and stuff, so I look different in the video. It's a whole thing. Check out that video because I really am proud of that video, because I really did get out what I wanted to say in it, but it just took so long. It was such a at the time and stuff, such a high production shit for me that I was just proud of it, and I was finally glad that I was able to get it out because it took so much time. But that being said, 2024 was such a renaissance gaming year for me. Have you ever had those years where like everything fell into place when it came to gaming? Like everything that you played was gold. Like everything that you were into seemed like was just a great piece of gaming for you. And 2024 was like that for me. Everything I picked up, and it was games that I didn't even talk about in that video when I going back to it. I played the first game that I played, the first Uncharted game, I should say, that I played full from beginning to end with Nadine and Chloe. The Lost Legacy joint, I love that game. I played Spider-Man 2, and I really kind of played those earlier in the year, so my mind wasn't really fresh on it and stuff, but those were great games. Those was great games. And then I played Gris, and Gris was a one of those emotional like powerhouse games and stuff that didn't have much dialogue at all. And it was just one of those quiet, chill games that did something to you emotionally without saying anything. And it was just such an art piece game. And I love that. It was one of those games that like it took me like 2 days to play, but I couldn't stop thinking about it. We just got back college football 2025 there. That was a much like breath of fresh air back into like football games for me. I had a blast playing that, and I played Super Mario Wonder. That was a great entry in the Mario franchise. I love that game. And then I played Horizon Zero Dawn. I was late to the party for that one, but that one really kind of put me in the mind state where it's like, yeah, we're really gaming now. Like I was so, and this has been what, a couple years from when I played it, that I see what the fuss was about. I see why people were in love with this game, and you got like the hate and shit, but that didn't matter. But the overall and stuff, that game is so beloved, and I had that game like on the backlog, and it was like one of those games that I've cheated myself and did not play, and I waited for a long time, and I just booted it up, and I was like, you know what, let me try it. And it was one of those things where it's like when it started off, I was like, I don't think I'm vibing with this. And I stuck with it after it got to the point where Aloy grew up. And I was just like, I love this world that I'm in. I love the looks of everything. I love the action. I love the upgrading. I love the combat, everything just clicked for me for that game. And for a long time there, it was just Aloy. and and I gushed about it and stuff in that video. So hopefully you guys be able to check it out. And then we had El Paso Elsewhere, a game that looks like dog shit, and a game that plays like dog shit. And it really wasn't like it definitely wasn't the reason why to play this game, but the story, it got me back to where I cared about a story again, like I did back years prior into the Walking Dead games, the Telltale games with like Clementine and them, like that type of story from El Paso Elsewhere, where I'm just hooked and I'm I'm fighting my way through this terrible gameplay and the overall look of this game, just to be in this crazy ass world with this great ass music and this story that that was like pulling me in different emotions and stuff of being pissed because of this damn girl and shit. And man, it's just a wild game. And I really feel like I want to go back into El Paso Elsewhere sooner or later and kind of do it for the channel. And yeah, that game was something. And there was other few games that I talked about and stuff, but I had a top 10 of games that I really enjoyed. And it was such a great year for gaming for me, because I was pulling things off the shelf. I was playing newer games, and I was just enjoying everything that I played. And then we get to this year where when we first got to this year, I did a video on gaming goals where I talked about like really hitting my backlog of games and really stop buying games, which I really did. I didn't buy a whole lot of games, especially not I've had over the past few years, because I knew it was going to go right to the backlog, you know. So, and that doesn't say that I haven't played any games this year, but I had to set this up. First of all, all the goals that I had for myself for this year went out the damn window. And if you've been on my channel and you like scroll through all my my videos and stuff, you see a pattern, and so you kind of know what I'm talking about and stuff. I didn't have a top 10 this year of games because I spent majority of this year playing sports games. I played so many sports games this year, and I'm not sorry about it. I'm really not, because I enjoyed every minute of it. I enjoyed going back and rehashing like old games, old sports games, old classic sports games that in my eyes, and trying out games that I've never even, thought about at the time because of preference, I really wanted to go back into what made me a fan of video games, because I was always playing sports games when I was younger, all the way from back in the day when we had Double Dribble. As terrible as that game is and stuff, I wanted to go back, and I know a lot of people that's from my era and stuff. We talk about like nostalgia and things of that nature and stuff. Sometimes you have to get back to what you liked in gaming. Yeah, I like the Marios. Yeah, I love the Sonic games, Sonic 2s of the Sega Genesis era and stuff, and those were cool in his own aspect and stuff, but never not had a sports game that I did not play per console. You know, like I said, I had the double dribble. I would consider Mike Tyson Punch Out as a sport, but I was really into Tecmo Bowl and Tecmo Super Bowl or Super Tecmo Bowl or whatever. And those games, and then we fast forward to the Genesis era, and we got Lakers versus Celtics, Bulls versus Blazers, Bulls versus Lakers, and you can see where they was going with when it came to like EA, and they had their own vibe to them. They had their own thing that they was doing where with the ESN network, the EA Sports, the EA Sports network thing, and how that if you play them now and stuff, they kind of aged a little bit, but it's still fun to go back to. It's still fun to go back to because I see that as not only a great part in gaming, I also see it as when sports were actual sports. Like, it was very entertaining. It football was football. Football was great. Football was must see TV when it was Mondays. You know, basketball. You know, when you had the greats, the Michael Jordans, the Clyde Drexlers, the Magic Johnsons of the world, the Larry Birds and stuff. Those were iconic players that they're not forgettable in my eyes. Where you look at a roster today and everybody is pretty much one note and they so bland, and the product of NBA itself is such a shit show. Like, let's get that out of the way. Like, here we go with the side quests and stuff. That Nosferatu's looking asshole Silver fucked up the league, bro. And if you came up in my times in the 80s and the 90s, and you're still around, and you looking at and you remember the product in its purest form, NBA in its purest form, football, NFL in its purest form, and you look at that the shit now, and how much of a laughing joke that it is now. And I don't want to hear it, man. Oh, you hating and stuff on the young. No, it's bullshit. It's such a damn joke, and so unnecessary, and such. And let's be real, the shit. It looks like it's fucking scripted. It looks scripted. It's the WWE of sports now. You know, it's hard to just sit there and watch a game now and stuff and kind of push my disbelief like you can with like wrestling. Like, you know, this shit isn't real, but you want to give your mind a rest and just, you know, watch some entertaining shit. And it's hard to do that with the NBA today, and even sometimes with the NFL and stuff, because you see it in every play and stuff. You see it in not every play, but some plays, and you see how they're just taking the easy way out. You can see that they're taking off plays, whether it's intentionally or unintentionally. Like that's a discussion to be had. I don't know, but it's bullshit, man. What happened? I'm not telling you that everybody needs to, in football, need to throw themselves like a damn missile and knock everybody out. I'm not, but play some damn defense. I'm not telling the NBA to act like the Detroit bad boys and knock people's head off from like the slightest layup. But when you get fucking Luka easily going down the court and they fucking parting the damn sea like they goddamn Moses or some shit just so he can do a simple layup, and you taking this shit off, and you're not even visibly making it look like you're doing anything to stop this dude, to stop other players. When you get a big long ass Manute Bol looking Wemby, and while it looks, you know, you're at awe that this tall motherfucker can shoot a damn three. Why in the F is he back there shooting threes? Why is he back there shooting threes? Everybody shoots three. Back when Curry was doing his thing and stuff, because I'll say good basketball end at 2015, if we being fucking real. Back when Curry was doing his thing and he was the dude, whether it's his fault or not, he was you guys's Reggie Miller. You know, we had Reggie Miller where the 3-point was such a niche thing where not everybody used to do it. You had Reggie Miller, you had Mitch Richmond, you had Glenn Rice, and you go further back and you got like John Paxton and Craig Hodges that used to just shoot threes and stuff because that's what they needed to do. You know, that was their thing. Reggie Miller was kind of a one-on-one where he can do a little bit of everything, and he was a great defender and things of that nature. But he used to shoot the three, and it used to be pretty as fuck, you know. And he was that guy. That's why he had the record for the long time and stuff. And then Curry came along and stuff, and he was he just throw some shit up there, and it would make it. Well, now everybody doing that shit. It's not a rarity anymore. It's nothing to look forward to. Nobody's playing. You telling me the top guy and shit right now, in y'all eyes anyway, is Luka. And he's one of the most fucking laziest motherfuckers on the damn court. And you can see it. And he's the top guy in votes. And he's the top guy in what the All-Star shit like that. Who the fuck wants to see that shit? First of all, who the hell wants to see an All-Star game? Because it's not competitive anymore. That shit stopped being competitive after Kobe left. God rest him. It's not fun anymore. And it's a fucking joke. And this damn new shit that they doing where this mid championship is mid. Like y'all saying stuff, this shit being mid, that's what it is. You can see it in Jalen Brunson's face. They're like, this is not why I got in the league for. This little bullshit. It's fucky. And yeah, maybe I'm the minority when it comes to this shit. A lot of people, maybe even my age, be like, no, bro, you hating and stuff like that. Well, it is what it is. it is what it is. Then I'm a fucking hater then. I'll take that shit because the product is garbage. It's not good. It's not good. And I was kind of happy where they was like, okay, they brought back now the NBA on NBC thing. That it takes you back, and it's a game that I played on the channel NBA Showtime, NBA on NBC, and I played it on the Dreamcast, and it's been so long since I heard the theme song to NBA on NBC. And that shit clicks on at the beginning. And I'm right now, right now, I'm getting choked up from it and shit. That shit is so embedded in my childhood and growing up and stuff, watching basketball with my father, watching just basketball alone, being a big fan of the Bulls, and just all around just being a fan of that era of basketball growing up. And that shit came on and stuff, and you would think I was a fucking little bitch. I fucking started tearing up and stuff. and it was such, and it wasn't like a thing of like sadness. I mean, it was like, maybe some disappointment there because of what we deal with now on a regular basis, so far as the product and stuff. But it was such a fulfillment of joy that like with nostalgia, just listening to that and stuff, and it brought you back. And nowadays and stuff, when you talk to these the asshole kids, these youngins, or even with these adults and stuff that buy into it and stuff, that nostalgia is this all the bullshit. Look, because your fucking childhood sucked, it's not our fault. Nothing's wrong with nostalgia. Nostalgia is a good thing because it brings you back to a time where shit wasn't this fucked up, when the world and shit wasn't this fucked. At least you was young to the point that you was ignorant enough that you didn't realize that the shit was fucked. So yes, you want that hit, man. And they try to bring that shit back and stuff, and they do the damn thing. And then you sit there and they fuck with the damn theme song. They try to bring the theme song back, and they want to remix some shit that don't need to be remixed. They should have just left it alone. They should have just left it alone because it's not it. It's not it. Then they remix the shit, and then you see the product as itself, and it's not good. It's not good. And so this year, I for the channel, I said this in a video prior, that I turned on NBA Live 95, one of my favorite basketball games of all time, if not my favorite basketball game of all time, and I had a effing blast. It's on the channel. You ever want to see it and stuff, maybe I'll link it up in the end and stuff, that my reaction and everything is on there. I had a blast. I got pissed off and I just couldn't stop playing it. And I was like, okay, let's play this. Let's play, let's look for this. And I started collecting a lot of old school basketball games and stuff. But I wasn't playing them. And I went to like my next favorite, which was the first real, in my opinion, good 3D, going into the 3D era of NBA games, NBA Live 99. And I just had a blast with that. And just going back to these old players that I used to watch, back when Kobe first hit the scene, and back when the Bulls was the big three with Rodman, Pippen, and Jordan, and going back to like David Robinson and Hakeem Olajuwon, Patrick Ewing, and John Starks, all these good teams. And I just started pulling these off the shelf, and I just started playing. I started playing Tecmo Bowl. I started playing old school football games and stuff, like the very first NFL 2K off the Dreamcast. One of the best sports games. Still, it holds up. That game holds up, even visually. No, I don't have like crazy modes or anything like that. But as a casual gamer and stuff, you don't need it. You don't need it, in my opinion. And then I go to, I turn on the old school Xbox, my OG Xbox, and I play Live 2003, and I have so much fun with it. And I'm like, okay, I gotta bring this to the channel somehow. And I didn't stop. And I didn't stop. And I'm playing like Live 96, and and that opens up the first time having the expansion teams, what was the Vancouver Grizzlies at the time, Vancouver Grizzlies and the Toronto Raptors. And then I turn on Fast Break 98. Fast Break 98 is basically what we had, us Sega Saturn players had, was what they called what was the NBA Action. Well, NBA Action was its own thing, but the same devs worked on NBA Fast Break for the PlayStation, and it was its own thing because Sega Saturn, it didn't have a chance when it came to the beating out the PlayStation. The PlayStation was its thing. I was a Sega Saturn kid. My father bought me a Sega Saturn before I ended up getting my working for my PlayStation. And you guys, whoever was like if you was a PlayStation kid, you had your end zones and things, and I was jealous. I was jealous. I wanted a Sega Saturn because of Virtua Fighter and Virtua Fighter 2. But like I said, I was into sports games, and I was like, I don't know what I'm gonna have. And NBA Action came out, and it was ugly as shit, but I played season upon season of that game, and I had a blast. It was so much fun. Back then, Jordan wasn't giving out his likeness, so you would have the 99 character on all these games and stuff, where it was, whether he had bald hair or not, they wasn't saying it was Jordan, but you knew it was Jordan. All these consoles had their own exclusive NBA licensed game. Like I said, Sega Saturn had NBA Action, PlayStation had In the Zone, that was heavily pushed by Konami. And think about how many like gamers now talk about, you know, Konami, whether they hating on it or what. They had their they was heavy in the NBA basketball space, and In the Zone was no joke. It was a great franchise. It wasn't going to beat NBA Live because NBA Live had more of a following, and it did things a little bit more differently. But it was still, I mean, at the time it was top dog, and you know, In the Zone was there back in the day. I knew I wanted In the Zone, but NBA Live was more so like the more option. And we kind of breezed through all the In the Zones and stuff. So I went back and I started trying those out. You know, Glenn Rice, of all people, Glenn Rice was a low-key staple player for some of these games. He's been on so many video game covers. It's crazy. It's crazy. And you tell us a person now, Glenn Rice, who Glenn Rice was and stuff, they're like, who? And he was like... I don't know if they really thought that he was going to be a star. I remember him getting like the MVP All-Star the All-Star MVP one year, and he was just shown everywhere for when he played for the Charlotte Hornets and when he played for the Lakers. And he was just he was just on covers, man, and it's just crazy. It's such a cool thing to go back to some of these games and check them out and meet like-minded people that thought the same way. Like, shout out to the homie Midwest World that he kind of had the same sentiment as me and stuff, coming up from the back in the day and stuff, and kind of rehashing some of these games through like gameplay and stuff. It really, and you want to put this out there, you know, it's like a capsule, man. It's like a capsule that you want to go back to, and you want to you just not only go back and try them out for yourself, but maybe get people to either see these for the first time or even like, I'll get comments in my on my channel and say, "Oh man, I remember this game. It did da da da. You know, I remember getting this game or playing it somewhere, and it did this, and talk about those memories and stuff." I love that shit. Like, I love anybody's talking about NBA Tonight 2002, that being a low key gem. You know, shout out to the late great Stuart Scott doing commentary on NBA Tonight 2002 and 2002. Man, you talking about him being one of the best sports analysts, and after his passing, a whole company, and this whole like entity going to shit, because what he left and what ESPN has now with SAS, Kendrick Perkins, and every other, you know, other than minus Scott Van Pelt and respect to Wilbon and Kornheiser and stuff. Those are the last three. Man, you talking about going in the damn shitter. ESPN is that turd that is hard to flush and just seeps onto the to the side of the fucking bowl, man. God damn it. How the fuck they fall off so hard. And RIP to Stuart Scott to not have to see, you know, the shit that it has become, the drama filled, agenda pushing shithole that ESPN is in now. God damn it, what a crap show. Yeah, just going back to these games, man, going back to the older 2Ks and stuff, and how visibly like NBA 2K1, NBA the regular 2K, and looking how the characters looked. Yeah, they played stiff, but the everybody looked like what they supposed to look like, you know, and then just going to like the old NBA lives and stuff and seeing kind of the emergence of how NBA Live played, where it was kind of like arcadey, faster pace, doing what, you know, maybe a lot of fans had gripes with the NBA versus games, and kind of how what they wanted to do with NBA Showdown, and they sped it up a little bit, and then they went to the over the top ISO type of gameplay, and that being, you know, the standard for the first couple of the years. But having those type of modes and having the type of gameplay and presentation and just enjoying it and stuff. And then you go further up to, you get to the 2K where they're the only, there's no competition, you know, and, you know, people shitting on that, you know, and not people not being grateful for what they was bringing to the table. Then Midwest World said one thing on one of his videos, and I piggyback on that and stuff, is that you're not going to get a bad NBA 2K game. Whoever tells y'all that NBA 2K has trash games is a fucking liar. Say whatever you want about the online stuff. I can't speak on that because I don't want no part of that shit, because I know that I don't want no part of that. I don't need the VC shit. I don't need the playground bullshit. I don't need none of that stuff I don't need to spend hundreds of dollars for tattoo sleeves and fucking rainbow hair just to play a fucking video game. I never would need that shit. I never would want it. That's not me. So I can play it like a normal fucking person and put the game on and play some exhibitions. I can put a season on. I can trade players and do a fantasy season like I've done for the channel. Shout out to Back to the Save. Some videos, look out for those. Check out the ones that I posted so far. Those are coming back in January. Just having a blast, and I did back in the day, making up seasons and stuff, making players, creating players, making multiple players and having them on different teams and making them OP, you know, so when I get to them and stuff, I have some challenge, you know, and putting teams together and putting Kobe Bryant with the Bulls, and, you know, just stuff like that. Like, as old as I am and stuff, I can find fun that way, and I don't see why other people can't. I don't know why it has to be this by the numbers thing all the time. Oh, the franchise isn't good or whatever shit. Okay, make your own franchise. Make that shit up in your damn head, you know? What's wrong with that shit? Using your own fucking mind, bro. It's crazy to me. So I have no beef with NBA 2K19. I don't have beef with NBA 2K18. Yeah, some iterations I like better than others, and that's usually due to roster and how it looks. But you're not going to get a bad game out of those, man. And with that being said, I'm having an effing blast with NBA 2K26 this year. Some of the stuff that I've done with NBA 2K26 this year for the channel, just for myself and stuff, has been awesome. This game, so I don't know who the kid was, but he made a long video and it was so fucking popular or whatever. And he talked about it. He talked about that it's a video game and it should play like a video game. And 2K obviously learned from that, and that's what they did. They made it fast paced. They made it fun. What the fuck did y'all do? They bitched about it. Oh, it's not realistic. Oh, it's not this and stuff. Oh, it's arcadey or whatever. That's what the fuck y'all was saying that y'all wanted. That's what the hell you said you wanted. So now it makes me feel like y'all just talking to hear yourself talk. And it's a lot of, I I've been around the kind of the YouTube space of ones that talk about it and stuff that says kind of the same thing that I just said, that y'all don't want anything, y'all just want to bitch about it. And then you get like the outliers, the grifters that just gonna shit on it no matter what. To them, the whatever that dude name is, the fucking Angry Joe or whatever the fuck name, he can go get fucked. And the soft drink or whatever the fuck his name is and stuff, he can go fuck himself. And whoever else that's under that pillar of shit grift that you got to see all the time and stuff, because that's what gets most views, being a fucking asshole and bitching and whining like a goddamn man-child about every damn thing. Didn't ruin the game. Didn't ruin it for me. I popped that thing on and stuff and have a blast on 2K26. And I skipped 2K25. I even got that. And we'll actually play a game later and stuff throughout the months. But yeah, I just enjoyed going back to this stuff. I did an anthology for the first, what is it? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. The first 15 NBA lives, where I did like 2-hour long videos of me just playing exhibition games and going through the history of NBA Live. I got the final third video is coming up in January. I had one game that I didn't have that I finally purchased, and we gonna get it in and stuff with that video. And I just enjoyed going back to all of these, man. It's such a to get to play the good ones, to play the terrible ones like NBA 2001 for the PlayStation 2. God damn, that game is fucking horrible. But still being able to remember where it came from and how it got better prior to that, to getting up there in the years where they started looking funny. I'm looking at NBA Live 2010, where they got this Unga Bunga caveman look to them and stuff, and they just started looking terrible. And they finally get it together, later down the line, back from where it was fun with the big three, like 2003, 2004, 2005. Such fun games and stuff where they wasn't taking themselves seriously, because 2K kind of had that sim thing about them. And so Live went the other route, and they did some wonky shit with the controls and stuff, and it was just a blast. And yeah, just going back to that stuff. And I did that shit for months and months. And yeah, like I said, I played some games. I played quite a few games and stuff. But it always went back to sports. And don't get me started. Don't get me started on football, man. Football again too. Football was another one and stuff where I played Tecmo Bowl the first months, and I had a game where I was getting my ass handed to me. It's in its entirety on the channel, man, and it's me getting beat by it was like 27 down, 27-0, and I came back and I ended up winning that game, and it was it was so much fucking fun, man. It was so much fun, and you could tell in the video my enjoyment, and I loved it. And then we get to college football 26, and I'm loving that better than 25. And that guy hated on, no, it's not I don't know what the hell you talking about, bro. And I started creating shit, and I started having fun with it, and just doing these random teams and stuff, and start really learning how to play Madden and college football again, like learning routes and learning how to be a quarterback and learning how to run, and really, like, even off camera, taking time to perfect this shit and like get good at it and stuff, and stop playing on normal and going to all pro and challenging myself there, and just having a blast, man. Just having a blast with Madden 26 and keeping myself up to date to new updates. And I wasn't doing that with sports games, And then going back and playing my favorite, '07, the Michael Vick Madden, what we call the Michael Vick Madden, and playing NFL Fever for the first time and stuff, the exclusive. Like, this is what I'm talking about, man. Like, Xbox had NFL Fever, their own video game. Like, the everybody looked obese, even the wide receivers and stuff, but it was fun. It was fun. You know? Every game system had their own exclusive licensed games. PlayStation had the 989 shit, you know? The game day. No, everything just wasn't Madden. People had chances to, you know, thrive, and it just wasn't one thing, and it was competition. And sometimes it wasn't competition, it was just their own thing. Like, we seeing you do this type of football and stuff, let's do this, you know? And everybody hive mind because everything has to be one thing. One thing can't be better than the other, while everybody can have their own space. So the competition went away. PlayStation 3 had and PS2 had NBA like 09 and 07. You know, Kobe Bryant had his own video games on Nintendo 64. You know, and then GameCube. And those games, you know, while they're not perfect, they were fun games. And so yeah, I just kept on going back. I was loving going to college football 26 and picking up teams and stuff, where back in the day I would just go to Fighting Illini and just, you know, and go in. And here I'm picking up Notre Dame, and I'm more into in IRL football rankings of and who's going to the Pro Bowl and how Notre Dame got fucked this year. But if they would have beaten the Miami and stuff, they would have had a better chance not getting fucked. But you know damn well the dipshit in Ohio made sure that Notre Dame wasn't in there because they know that they was about to get in that fucking ass. That's real shit. And I was just enjoying like playing these games and posting them, and it was getting views, and some of them wasn't getting views, and I didn't care. It was just it was stuff that was out there, stuff that I enjoyed, man. And we was watching Washington Redskins before they turned into the Commanders, you know, playing some of these games and shit, because of how this era works nowadays and stuff, of being sensitive and offended by every little fucking thing. Sports, man. So yeah, I was just really into it. I was really into it. Playing Bill Walsh college football this year, playing Michigan versus South Bend. South Bend being Notre Dame, but Bill Walsh had a great football game, and they had it was College Football USA on Genesis, but just playing both of them and playing, like, contrasting the difference of both titles and just enjoying it, and going back to Tecmo Bowl every couple of months and playing that, you know, going back to the older Maddens, the PS1 Maddens. And while they not the the powerhouse of games and stuff, but we used to love them. And I'd rather play with those players and stuff, your Peyton Mannings and your Isaac Bruce, you know, and your Ricky Proles and, you know, things of that nature and stuff. Those players and stuff takes you back, man. Your Cordell Stewarts and stuff, man. You know? And then you go to the arcadey side of things and stuff. And you playing your NFL Streets, your NFL Streets 2. And you go to basketball and and I played fucking NBA play-by-play and virtual NBA through emulator this year and stuff, and had a blast. Arcade games, man. Arcade sim games, if you want to call it that. Playing AM1. AM1 is one of the most underrated games ever, man. A lot of people don't talk about AM1, street ball. Video games, my bitch. Why is this? It's such. Think about how easy that concept is. Like, why is it so hard? play a goddamn video game and shut the hell up. Y'all don't like 2K as it is now. Go back to some of these older games. Go back to the ones that you like, because you'll get the ones that say that NBA 2K26 is trash, but they'll do the same thing and say, well, I wish we can go back to 2K25 when y'all was saying that 2K25 was trash. Then y'all get to 2K27 and then you'll say that 2K26 wasn't bad. What is wrong with y'all, man? First of all, stop letting these YouTubers tell you how to think and treat a fucking video game, and stop making them make you feel like shit by playing certain games. God damn it. We passed the 2 hour mark, man. We passed the 2 hour mark and shit. God help me every time, because editing and doing all this other shit is a bitch. Y'all gonna see this after the beginning of January anyway and stuff. So yeah, NBA Showdown 94, the very first 2K and stuff. Class act, classics, man. Go back to these games, and don't be afraid to go back to these games. I feel like my channel is such a niche thing and stuff, and such a rarity. Me and and a few others, because people are scared to go back to 2K, like 2K18, and say that they having fun. I have videos of 2K10, and people are like, "Oh man, I remember 2K10." This, so well, go play it. Go play it. Turn on your old ass, dust off that old ass Xbox 360 or that old ass PS3. Pop that damn thing in and stuff, and go have a season, man. Fuck. So, but that's why I don't have a top 10. That's why I'm a top 10 of games and stuff, because I spent about 80% of my gaming, 85% of my gaming this year in playing sports games. And I will feel bad trying to rank those into a top 10. One, because I'll have to really go back into them and stuff, and then go by like mode for mode and things of that nature stuff. Found out that NBA Live, and I'm cutting my own self off. Found out that NBA Live 18 was one of the fucking dopest goddamn video games ever, and that was like non-existent. How fun that fucking game is, man, and how probably I don't know if the devs for that game and stuff really felt like, oh, we're gonna beat 2K with this, or they just felt like we're gonna put some shit up out there, and whoever fucks with it. And it was because my ignorance back in the day around 2K, because I know I was playing 2K18. I didn't give this shit the time of day because we had 2K brain, and I'm part of the problem, because what else did you have and stuff? We felt like there was no competition. We thought NBA 2K was the way to go, and then that was it. And so ever since then, well, after NBA Live 19, the one I haven't played yet, I will when I do the anthology. We just thought that was it, and ruin an alternative for everybody, because NBA Live should be in that space too, and it'll never come back. It'll never come back because people are so stuck in their ways where one thing has to be better than the other. The other one can't have a space, and it can't be around. It has to be one thing, and that's it, because it has to be a divisive thing to everybody, and everybody's going to fight to the point where one thing is going to outshine the other. And most of the time, because 2K is the top dog, it's going to be there. But maybe, and thinking about that, if that happens to come back, let's say that NBA Live, just say out there that NBA Live NBA Live 2027 drops, NBA 2K, they're going to have to do something different, whatever that is. But if NBA Live come back out and stuff, and they feel like, well, shit, we don't have nothing to lose, they can put a banger out there. When you're not thinking about it and shit, that's when you do the most dubs, man. When you're not really thinking about it and you're just doing something, that's when you win, man. That's when you win. So, yeah, yeah, just a joy this year that I spent majority of my time and stuff. And you see it. I mean, it's not everything's post, but it's playlists upon playlists and stuff of me going back to all these games, all these basketball games, NBA Live 2010, NBA Showdown, March Madness 2001, playing a shit ton of 2K26, and just having fun while doing it, and just not being apologetic about it, because that's what video games is about, is having those experiences. And I went for nostalgia this year, and I went to stuff that's like more comforting, and that's sports games. So but I played a ton of games. I don't know if I'm gonna rank them at one point or whatever and stuff, but I really didn't think about it. But I did play some good games and stuff. I played some damn good games. Notables would be Ninja Gaiden Ragebound, Gory, Cuddly Carnage. That was a sleeper for me this year. Space Marine, Warhammer 2. That's a great game. I played Assassin's Creed Shadows this year. I had a blast with that. Had a whole video on the reviewing about that and stuff, but I had to dump it. I have it personally. It's in private. But it'll probably never see the light of day unless I do like a Patreon and stuff, because I went in on a lot of people, on a lot of YouTubers, and and in the end it made me feel like shit, because the negative bullshit that came with that and stuff was pushed on me as me in defense, and why it was I was defending it, and it really took me aback and stuff, and I was like, I really don't want to do this and be like that and stuff on this channel and stuff, and I really went in. But I really loved Assassin's Creed Shadows and stuff. I think personally that it was one of my favorite Assassin's Creeds that I played. Spartan Total Warrior, that was a cool game. I ended up beating that, but I haven't posted any more of the playthrough and stuff. Look out for that soon. Caladrius was a fun shmup that I ended up playing and stuff that I had a blast with. Real quick game. Nuclear Blaze, what I talked about in a video prior, a game that I was playing and stuff that was like a big surprise, where I just put it on for some B-roll, and I ended up playing the whole damn thing and had a blast and stuff. And that was like one of the only games that I played this year that did that. Yeah, and so I rehashed a few things and stuff, but and a lot of other games that I need to finish. So yeah, no top 10 for me, unfortunately. The next podcast that I do will be more so about backlog games that I have ignored, that I'm going to get to finally, and it makes it feel like games that it's almost criminal that I should have ignored right now, and really going to go full tilt on the channel and giving those out. And right now this is going to be a gameplay channel, and these reviews and talks and stuff will be secondary. I definitely will be doing these a lot more for the channel, and yeah, just really enjoying it. I really wanted to go more in depth about the sports stuff. Maybe we will soon. But I kind of went long on the John Cena shit. I did this again. I told y'all right at the beginning that we was going to make this short. It is not short. Lord help me. Editing this shit later. I'm really going to need some coffee. Going to need my tea. Going to need a couple of Celsius. Pound those down and stuff, and hopefully I don't have a fucking heart attack because your boy, your Uncle OWS will have to be going in overtime with the editing with this and stuff, and we're not even talking about the visual stuff, where I'm just talking about the audio right now. And so that's it. We'll talk about more on the next video, but yeah, man, go out here, man, and if y'all seen some of my videos with the sports gameplays and stuff, and it gets you in that feel of wanting to go back to not only maybe it was like some gameplay and stuff, because like Madden 16 plays different than Madden 26, and that's not even a negative thing. Like going back to Madden 16, that shit is so much fun. That shit is a fucking blast, man. I can't wait to go back to that shit. But yeah, just go back a few years and see how it progressed or how it regressed or how it took out some things that you wish was in here now in current games, and just have fun, man. And just have fun. Never be ashamed to going back to some of the classics, some of the older games that you had a blast with and stuff. And don't let nobody tell you that nostalgia ain't a good fucking drug, ain't a good fucking piece of damn near a tool for happiness, even if it's for a second, man. If you have some nostalgia for some shit that got you through something back in the day, or just a thing that made you remember the better times, even if it's for a brief minute, man, hit that nostalgia button, man. Hit it. Don't let nobody fucking tell you that shit is something's wrong with that. That whole me hate nostalgia bait shit, they can go to fucking straight to hell with that shit, you know. And then Def Jam Fight for NY and stuff. I've been doing the story mode on that again, and that's my favorite game of all time. That is so a ongoing classic to me that will never die. And yeah, it's just one of them games that sits on me heavy and stuff, nostalgia wise and gameplay wise, and it's ageless, and and unlike Def Jam Icon, you can pop it in today and have a blast, man. You can have a blast, and I'll fight anybody that doesn't say otherwise and stuff. That's a hill that I will definitely die on, man. That shit is such a fucking classic. So yeah, enjoy it. Go back to the oldies. And if you a youngin' and your parents was a gamer and things, ask them, say, where's these old consoles at, man? And now let's go to eBay or do whatever you want. Go to your local video game store, because trust me, these local video game stores, they'll give you these sports games and shit for the cheap, depending on what it is and stuff. But majority of them, they'll throw them at you. I went to my locals and stuff, and you would think that it was his birthday and stuff. Like, you like, why would you want these? I'm like, I'm doing it for the channel, and it's just I've been wanting to play these and go back to some of these games and stuff, and yeah, and just have a blast and stuff. And they'll give them to you damn near for cheap, man. You can go $20 and even in this fucked up economy, and have a blast and buy some shit up, man. Buy some games up and stuff. Now that I kind of switch it up at my other local, because I came back a couple times and stuff, and then you see he done went up on some of the prices for the sports games. You know, I see how you doing, you bitch. But yeah, just go and have fun, man. Play a goddamn game, man. Get off these damn channels and get off of Instagram, get off of Twitter, bitching about every single thing and how modern games is blah 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 shit. It's not. It's what you make out of it. It's what you make out of it at the end of the day. There's something out there for everybody to like, and you can't find it going on the fucking internet, thumb thugging and whining like a bitch about how modern games is bad and old games are overrated. You should go to fucking hell with that shit. Stop bitching and go play a damn game. So yeah, that is it. Oh, and arena football, man. Fucking arena football is fun too, man. Like, don't get me started, man. This shit is long as hell already again, but that's what the podcast is for, man. That is what the podcast is for. Yeah, get you some NFL Blitz, get you some NFL Street, get you some Tecmo Bowl, get you some NBA 07. Just start grabbing up these games and stuff and just start having a blast. They there for you for a reason. They there to be enjoyed. And in the world where, you just don't know where these sports games are going due to these buyouts and stuff, and how these damn games are going to be played in the first place. Why not go back to these now and have fun and do it for yourself? So, next video topics will be, I already got it written down, is I'm finished with my video game collecting. Now what? Okay, that's the one topic, and then I kind of want to do like two topics and stuff, and the other one would be in the gamer space. We will talk about what helped me start working on my backlog. So we'll talk about those two things next time. So put a pin in it. We'll definitely be back soon. I did this one really to no notes. I did this one take Drake, and I'm kind of, like I said, I'm Tommaso Ciampa, patting on the back with myself on this one. God damn, I was just talking. That's so that's the whole point of this stuff. So we'll see how much of this shit get edited out and stuff. But edit be damned. Me and CapCut is getting very acquainted later tonight, and we'll keep going in from there. So, all right, this is it. I'm OWS the King for OWS the King Gaming, your hub for casual gaming. Like, comment, subscribe. Tell me, what games are you playing? What games are you? What games did you pick up over the Christmas time? What's on the backlog? What sports games do you like to go back to? I'd love to hear about that. How do you feel about John Cena retirement? Well, how do you feel about that? What did that do for you? And are you satisfied with the the light tap and the goofy ass smile on his face? Oh my God! And do you think that John Cena got the send off that he deserved? Because I personally don't think he did. But what the fuck do I know? So, all right, y'all. Catch you on the next one. Be safe out there. Like, comment, subscribe. Thank you for the 400 plus subscribers. Whether you came here to just check out, lurk, to comment, whatever, it's appreciative. Let's do this again. Let's get 400 more for next year. Hopefully more than that, man. Hopefully we can hit 1,000 by next year. That'll be great. But yeah. So all right. Be safe. Peace.